Our students from Ireland, we are becoming your teachers as from this moment. So we are going to meet in the classroom and we are going to give you the instructions. But you should also be, on the other hand, giving us the new ideas. Don't forget that you are in the less developed country. So technology in Africa is so primitive, but you will have to bear with us. And I believe that you are going to guide us. You are our guide as from this moment. Thank you very much.
I'm Connor Brown and I'm 16.
I'm Nisha Shaughnessy.
I'm Neve Stanley, I'm 16 years old.
My name is Sarah Tier.
I'm 16 and I got to Portmarnock Community School.
Hi, I'm Govan Jolliffe Brown.
And I go to Portmarnock Community School.
And last February I went out to Lesotho.
I went to Africa in February.
It was amazing.
The project started now 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago. We worked with a charity called Friends in Ireland, and largely it was centred around AIDS orphans, and we kind of, I suppose, cut our teeth on the issues and the concepts and what works and what doesn't work in South Africa with Friends in Ireland. And out of that we grew our own project and our own charity called Action Ireland Trust. So Action Ireland Trust now basically facilitates field work or projects in Lesotho. And we've just completed our first mission last February in Lesotho, but there was a year's planning behind that.
Well, when we were in third year, so last year, we got like a form to fill out, and there's different questions like what would you bring to the project, or why did you want to go, and like then you had to research about it and give facts about the country.
They selected people, then whoever wrote probably the best. 30 people wrote. So 30 people got in, like around 90 people applied, and then only 30 people got into the place.
Each student had to raise about $3,000, which is not an easy task. We all had to backpack and hold charity events, and because we all live around Portmarnock, we can't be asking the same people. Like
some people pulled out because they didn't really know people going, but I hardly knew anybody that was going, and I made loads of friends from it, and you make it's just you're a big group of people, and you just make loads of friends, and the people that the parents that went there are the nicest people as well.
We tried to do a straight split between young people, 30 students and 30 adults. The adults are mainly parents. This has got parents into the school. It's got them into the classroom. It's got them into the education of their sons and their daughters. So you get a real sense of partnership in education, and that's been fantastic for the school, and it just doesn't end there. It kind of permeates out into other aspects of the school year, which is fantastic. Best way to describe it is it's a five-fold operation. You have education, medical, construction, childcare, and IT.
If you went out the medical team, you could be going to the hospital and we were doing a new ward. So we were painting it and like setting it up, putting new beds and equipment in it and stuff.
So we had clothes, and then we had like stuff to put in the hospital ward, like the beds, the sheets, everything.
Also in the hospital, just alone, we went around to the doctors that they had sent over, and we saw some of the HIV patients.
I went to each different aspect. So one day I was down at the clinic and I got to see all the medical side and just see how HIV is really a big problem over there.
In terms of the hospital and medical work and that, a lot of our students now have, because of the experience of seeing a lot of the textbook medical issues, they get a really first-hand experience. And many of them have gone on to do medicine, have gone on to do nursing. A significant comment that came back to us was that even today in medical schools, because of our health system, even doctors today don't get a real taste of a lot of the outcomes or a lot of the end result in diseases and infections and that, because of our system of more preventative medicine. So that's a huge learning curve.
It's difficult to see how weak and how sick they actually are, and a lot of them, they probably will get treatment now that they're in the hospital, but it is hard to see that, because you see it and you know that there are a lot of people just like them, and even the kids who would be HIV positive as well would be like very skinny as well, and they wouldn't talk. There was just one child. He was sitting in his cot, and I don't know how old he would have been, but he was just sitting in his cot staring at us for about 4 hours. He didn't say one word or move. He just sat there staring at us. It was very hard to watch.
I was in the school every day. I was teaching English. The kids were in either helping us, myself or Dave, teach English. They were helping Karen do the computers, or they were doing the building work in the school, or the horticulture bit where they were doing the square foot garden outside.
In the school then we made a class, built an IT class. We went in, we taught some of the students. We sent over 2 huge big freight containers full of things that the community donated, and that was just going to be given away there.
Some days you'll be with the music, teaching them new songs and singing with them. Some days you'll be going to the primary school and just meeting the little children and just playing with them and seeing what they've learned so far. Or else you could be teaching them English, you could be teaching them about sport, hurling, ga, or even just about Ireland and learning some of their language as well and having them teach us.
Their English is actually very good, bar the very junior classes, especially going into, say, the equivalent, say, our Leaving Cert class. The English was brilliant. And it was great because you got a different insight into their life through the different questions that you were asking, for the English and that. One of the things we did a poem with them, and it was about the favourite place. So I got them thinking about their favourite place and where was it, drawing pictures and doing stuff like that. And it was either church, shopping or school were their favourite places. What struck me is that they want to learn, as opposed to the fight and battle that we have here sometimes with students who just don't want to be in school, but they genuinely do, and they were willing to listen to whatever you had to say, and they were willing to chat and argue about stuff and, learn from us, I suppose. So, if you're teaching, it doesn't matter where you're teaching, you're still imparting information. So that was quite similar. The lack of resources was different. Here I can throw up a PowerPoint and, show examples and pictures and that. And I did, I used PowerPoint over there once, but again, to charge the computer, it was once I could only do it. But, they were amazed at this and they were able to, they got so much more out of it. Whereas here, it's just kind of taken for granted. You can look at your pictures and your maps and all that, so the basic level teaching is similar, but the addition of the resources would be a huge difference.
one day, me and 5 other people went with the firemen to the fire brigade. It was a good, like it was 45 minutes away from our hotel.
Their services over there are very good, so we went over and we had 3 firemen, Dublin firemen, with us, so they came over.
They have only like one fire brigade over there for like so many acres of the land.
And our fire brigade like trained them and gave them new equipment, showed them how to use it and all.
Like they brought over like gas things to cover their faces, and they teach them how to use them in the dark and all. And they just didn't know what to do. They were just like, they just know how to put out a fire. That's it. They wouldn't know how to go in and save someone in a fire, so they had to teach them that.
A fire brigade isn't a big thing over there. We bought the big like fire truck to the school, and they didn't know what it was because they're not used to it. And a lot of the firemen, they only have like 3 suits, so only 3 men would be able to go into the fire. There's 3 in the whole country, fire brigade, fire stations, and they don't know what to do because they're not allowed, because it's not a big thing, they're not allowed to go across someone's land without permission. So if someone says you can't go across my land, they have to leave the house to burn. So their attitude towards it was leave the house to burn and then go in afterwards. So I thought that was a really good day.
The whole culture thing is very, very important. Music, dance, you know, it's at the heart and at the soul of so many people, particularly young people, and communities just come alive. And to experience the music and the dance in Lesotho is quite unique. You know, you can watch it on TV, but you know, when you're up front face to it, it's an extraordinary experience.
We went over there with Michael, one of the guys came over with us, did kind of cultural lessons and brought bits of Irish culture over. So I mean, a few of our girls could do Irish dancing and playing and whistling and that kind of stuff, and they brought that over because the people in the suit, they're very much into their music and their singing. It's amazing. And we kind of worked together with that, and we taught them Irish songs, and they, you know, sang for us.
Me and 3 girls did Irish dancing for them, and we were kind of nervous at first, and then we're just kind of like, they don't care, so just be what you want to be. Like, they just Irish dance in front of them, they loved it.
So we, like, a group of us did it in front of the class, and at the end we brought a few students up to do it with us, and they were like copying their feet and they were chanting to us, you know.
We went on the first day and they sang their national anthem, and they had the full harmonies going on with the whole schools, and it took your breath away. It was so good.
We did sing in, well, that was a karaoke back in the hotel, so I didn't go singing with them, but their singing was actually really good. The choir was amazing.
We'd sing some of our songs like Molly Malone or so any Fields of Athenvine, just all our songs, and then they would come, we'd ask them to sing a few songs for us, and like you're just blown away by the harmonies. They just out of nowhere they'd be able to put a harmony on songs and just belt it out, and they weren't afraid of it at all, whereas we were kind of half singing it because we didn't want to embarrass ourselves, so they would go on for it completely.
Everybody can sing over there. No one cannot sing over there. And we're just like, you know, like, oh, we can't sing. Oh. Like, they just sing whenever. And whenever, like, they're like, oh, we're like, oh, can you sing for us? No bother. Like, they do anything. And it's like, oh my God. We're just really shy. They're not shy at all.
They pick up music like you wouldn't believe. You would sing them a song and they would be concentrating and they'd get it in like 2 tries, and it'd be amazing. They even have harmonies in it and everything. It's unbelievable. and they would sing songs for us, and we were dreading going up singing Eire an Bhí, and then they had sang this big harmonic and beautiful song for us, welcome us, and we had to get up and sing Eire an Bhí, and we weren't too happy about it because they were so good.
The first day we went into the classrooms, and the whole day we just spent singing with them, and we'd join in their songs and their dances, and they'd bring us in because they'd have little games they'd play where they'd all be singing a song, and then they'd bring people into the middle of the circle to do a dance with them. So we'd join in with that as well, and just seeing them dance even, they were so good and you didn't expect it at all.
It was mind-blowing when you went over there. I think every preconceived image of Africa that I had just disappeared, threw out of the water. We'd be teaching about Africa, I suppose in relation to maybe the poorer countries, and how, an awful lot of famine and, lack of development and AIDS and that kind of stuff. So I suppose the pictures you see, it sounds so stupid, but the pictures you'd see, and the Trócaire ads and the concern ads, that's kind of what, is in your head.
Before, I'd researched it as part of applying for it, you had to research it, and I thought I knew everything, but the second you're over there, everything's completely different to what you expected, and the people are completely different. They're so nice.
The people are so generous and nice, even though they have nothing, and they're so welcoming to you.
I suppose just we're bombarded here with the poverty aspect of it, more so than the beautiful countries that are there.
It's so green, you wouldn't think it'd be so green because it's so hot over there, but it's so green. It's down the country of Ireland. There's so many mountains as well, but there's just long straight roads of nothing, of just fields and all that. There's no houses like in Ireland, there's just fields.
The people were just amazing. It would nearly bring you to tears to just think of the welcome that we got. It was just unreal, and our students really, really had a ball over there. They made so many good friends in that.
I don't know, you think it would be like in movies, but it's totally different than the movies.
Just about the poverty, I never expected it. I had researched it, I knew it was, but it doesn't really hit you until you see it yourself, what they are living off and what they where they're living and what room they have. The school didn't even have a toilet. They bought in a portaloo just for us, and the students wouldn't be allowed to use it. And they didn't even have a toilet, and you actually take everything for granted when you're here. But when you go out to see it, you're really grateful for what you have.
It was amazing. It was one of the best experiences I've ever been in my life.
Oh, it was great. It's just a good experience.
It was really good. I'd go back again, no bother, anytime.
I'm so lucky to have it.
That's the question everyone asks when you come home, what was it like and everything. But you can't really describe it. You kind of I showed pictures to people to explain, because it was so different than what you'd expect, and it was so good. And
you never know how this is going to turn out, and you never really know until you actually do it. And credit to the school here and to the board of management here, who kind of say, yeah, let's do it, let's go for it. They certainly said yes to it, and I think the return has been fantastic.
It's a very kind of popular fourth-year activity in the school, and it's held in high esteem in both the school and the local community. It's a really big part of our school's tradition, because we've been doing it for years, both in South Africa, which is the project we finished, and this new project in Lesotho.
It's really well known in the area because it's been going on in the school for a long time, and It's like really prestigious kind of to get to go on it.
I heard about it when I was in primary school, in 5th class or something like that, when people came in and showed you like what they're doing.
In the school it is, like it's a really big deal. The whole year is put into it basically. Like a lot of work goes into fundraising and everything for it.
When the group came back last year, it made me want to go even more because we heard all about the great experiences they had.
When I was in primary school, I went to the local primary school, and I have vivid recollections of, for 1 or 2 years, the students who had gone would come in and they'd show slideshows and they'd be really, really excited about their time in Africa, and they were so delighted with themselves and they were so delighted with what they were doing, and I knew even then that it was just a project that I really wanted to be part of, and I couldn't wait, and it was actually one of the reasons why I chose the school, because of its history of humanitarianism and because of my desire to be part of that.
My name is Rhiannon Curtis Davis. I'm 15.
My name is Alva Toomey.
I'm Sean Egan, I'm 15 and I'm a student at Portmarnock Community School.
My name's Ross Delaney, I'm 15 years old. I go to Portmarnock Community School.
I'll be going to Lesotho next February.
I'm going to Lesotho as part of our humanitarian project in February 2013.
And next February I'm going to travel to Lesotho with my school.
It's very exciting, can't wait.